I got this amazing Edgar Allan Poe book for $10, as you can see by the sticker. It is Edgar Allan Poe Illustrated Tales. And on the back of it, it says, "Sprung from the shattered recesses of Edgar Allan Poe's imagination, these 19 tales of mystery and macabre." Macabre? I've never known how to pronounce that word. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Macabre.
Macabre. I know what it means, and I've looked it up, but I've never... Sometimes when you read a lot, especially on your own, you don't learn how to pronounce words, so let's listen to it one more time.
Macabre.
Macabre. Okay. These 19 tales of mystery and the macabre testify to the brilliance of their author's dark artistry. Each story is colorfully illustrated by the classic artwork of Harry Clarke, in whom Poe found one of his most sensitive and sympathetic interpreters. So I got this only yesterday, and I want to show you a little bit on the inside. So even when you open the cover, it's beautiful, right? And the pages feel really cool because they're these glossy pages. And there's just these gorgeous illustrations throughout the novel. I'm so excited. I realized I shouldn't have called it a novel. It's really a collection of Poe's work, of short stories and poetry, I think. Yeah, The Cask of Monticello. So I've read The Cask of Monticello and The Fall of the House of Usher. I think those are the only Poe things I've read, and I don't remember The Cask at all. But I'm so excited to read this. It also has that really good page smell. Little update, I took the sticker off this book, and if you're wondering, Tiffany, why are you talking so much about this one little $10 book that you got? Well, my inspiration for this video is to, instead of talking about all these books that I got, because reality is I don't go to the bookstore and buy a ton of books ever, instead of doing that, I wanted to make a book where I wanted to make a video where I just treasure one book. Now what I want to do though is get in the mood to read the book. And for me, the best book reading mood is being all showered and warm, and especially for something like Poe, I want to be kind of in the dark under my covers. And so I'm going to get in comfy pajamas. I'm gonna make myself a hot mug of tea, and I'm going to kind of turn down most of my lights, and then we'll be in the mood to read some Poe. Oh, and by the way, I'm not sure if I said this already, but I got this book at Barnes & Noble. There was a whole section of books that had illustrated copies. I actually almost picked out Grimm's Fairy Tales as well, but this was a rare occasion where I got 2 other books, so I already had 3 books. I wasn't going to get any more, but they had a whole section, and all of these were only $10, and it's hardcover and beautiful illustrations and stuff, so it really seems like a good deal to me. Check out and see if your Barnes & Noble has these. I don't know if it was just the one that I went to or all of them, but I was really excited about it. A book that kind of goes along with this Poe book that I have with me, if you're looking for something to go along with Poe's short stories, is Crime and Punishment. I actually feel like these two look really good together. Yeah, I got this copy of Crime and Punishment. This is by far my favorite copy. I literally didn't buy this book until I found this exact copy at a local bookseller. It is a Penguin Deluxe Classics edition, and I just love the way it looks. It's so cool. And this is the back. It has comics on it, and we've got the side of it. But I feel like if you're gonna pair 2 books together, these 2 short stories and poems with a full book would be a great pairing. And on a shelf, they would look good too. So if you're looking for something to read alongside Poe, I would choose Crime and Punishment. My face has been so dry lately. But this moisturizing cream has actually been really helpful. All right, I am in my pajamas, showered. I have my low light on. I've got my tea right here. It is an Earl Grey, which is a black tea, which is probably not the best choice for the nighttime, but I don't know, something about Earl Grey feels Poe to me. And I also put on my black pajamas, even though I have Christmas ones that I've been wearing, because I just think black is more Poe, right? I'm not sure though, because I really don't know much about Poe. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go on my handy dandy iPad and we're gonna watch a video or two about Poe so I can learn something about him. And I will report back to you when I am done with that. I think we're gonna go for this TED Ed, Why Should You Read Edgar Allan Poe? Right, so I've learned a bit about Poe now. Basically what I learned is that this guy was a revolutionary. He came up with one of my favorite things. He was the pioneer of the unreliable narrator, which the unreliable narrator is literally like one of the best things in literature in my opinion, and I always admire when authors are able to create those narrators because they are by far my favorite characters to read and to uncover and to fall in love with. He also did a lot just in general for the Gothic genre, for the detective novel, all of that sort of stuff. And then this video that I watched was also a good reminder of the fact that Poe led a very sad life himself. His wife and his mother both died at the age of 24 of tuberculosis, so he was haunted a lot by that, and he suffered with alcoholism and with not having a lot of money. So even though he was a genius, he was a torture genius. I'm going to start reading something from this book. Why am I nervous? I think it's because like we've done all this building up. Usually when I read a book, I just kind of read it, right? And I actually think there's a lot of value in like preparing yourself for the book, for taking a shower and getting in an outfit, or in my case pajamas, that feels fitting, and grabbing some tea and learning something about the book beforehand. I don't know, there's something really special about it. It feels more like I'm honoring what I'm about to read instead of just diving right in. And even though I wouldn't do this all the time, it's super fun. It's a really fun practice. So I'm hoping to do other videos like this in the future. I'm not done with this story yet. I'm only on page 5, but there's a little phrase I wanted to discuss quickly, and it's this phrase here. I could not help feeling the utter hopelessness of hope itself, and prepared myself gloomily for that death, which I thought nothing could defer beyond an hour. As with every knot of the way the ship made, the swelling of the black stupendous seas became more dismally appalling. It's the idea of the hopelessness of hope itself. I've thought about this before, but I never heard it characterized in this way, and I think it's a really good way of characterizing it. Sometimes, realizing that all you have left is hope makes you feel hopeless. And I've definitely felt this before. Not to the extent of the narrator in Miss Found in a Bottle, who believes that they are going to die at sea. But I have definitely felt that before, things in my life where I realize that all I am doing is hoping because I don't have anything left. And that makes me feel really hopeless. Hope is a beautiful thing, for sure. and I have hope. It's one of the few things I feel like I can really, truly believe in. But there is hopelessness in realizing that hope is all you have. Okay, I thought that the MS was miss, but it's just message found in a bottle. I believe it's just message found in a bottle, or it's MS found in a bottle. I don't know why I'm so confused. I finished the first story, and now I'm going to read The Raven. Now, I know that of all the readings of Poe, The Raven is by far the most popular, and it would be the easiest for you to find on YouTube. And not only that, but you could probably find a good reading of The Raven. I have not read it before, and therefore this reading will probably not be anything special, but I have never read The Raven, and I really want to read it, and I'm also quite tired, so this is going to be the last Poe that I'm going to read for tonight, so I hope you bear with me as I read a piece of The Raven for you. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, merely napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gentle rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this and nothing more." And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. I hope you found that enjoyable. I certainly did. I enjoyed reading a little short story and a little poem before bed. And now what I'm going to do is watch something that I think is Poe. But before I do that, I'm also going to recommend a play, seeing as I recommended a book. The play that I would recommend to go with this or any Poe stories is Othello by Shakespeare. What I'm going to watch is Wednesday. I feel like Poe would appreciate the Addams Family, and I've already watched Wednesday. I kind of binge watched it in about like 2 days. It's like not my favorite show of all time, but I also love Jenna Ortega, and I still enjoyed the show quite a bit. So I am going to watch one of the episodes of Wednesday in order to continue in this Poe mood. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my little literary chat. I hope you enjoyed learning a few things about Poe. Hopefully you learned something if you don't know much about him. And I hope this inspired you to pick up reading material that you usually don't read. Because I'm not really a short story or a poem person, but I enjoy doing this. I hope this also reminds you that you don't need to have a huge book haul to enjoy really diving into a singular book. And yeah, you don't have to spend a bunch of money and do anything showy to have a wonderful literary time. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, and I will do more like them in the future. I really enjoyed doing this, these kind of like hyper-focused book videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. So don't forget to strive to inspire, and have a good night. Somehow I just made the connection that Nevermore Academy is obviously a Poe reference. This is literally perfect to watch. Okay, now good night.